Oyster harvesting and processing is a complex process that requires meticulousness and high levels of expertise to ensure quality and food safety. The process begins with identifying oyster growing areas, which are usually sandy, rocky, or tidal areas that are conducive to oyster growth. Professional fishermen often use methods such as trawls, rakes, or special equipment to collect oysters from the seabed. Once harvested, oysters are sorted and inspected for quality to remove those that do not meet standards. The oyster processing process involves several important steps. First, oysters need to be cleaned with seawater or clean water to remove sand and impurities. After that, oysters can be prepared in a variety of ways, including grilling, steaming, or eating raw. For the grilling method, oysters are often placed on a grill and seasoned with spices such as butter, garlic, and lemon to enhance the flavor. If processed by steaming, oysters are placed in a steamer with spices and cooked for a short time to retain their freshness. Oyster processing also requires proper oyster opening techniques to retain the water inside and not damage the oyster meat. Using a specialized oyster opening knife and proper techniques will help ensure that the oysters are not damaged and still retain their great flavor. Finally, oysters are served immediately or stored in cold conditions to ensure quality and safety for consumers. The process of catching and processing oysters requires not only technique but also an understanding of ecology and food safety to protect public health and the marine environment. Regulations on conservation and management of marine resources also play an important role in maintaining a sustainable oyster supply for the future. The oyster harvesting process begins with selecting the right location. Coastal waters and estuaries are where oysters typically live due to their nutrient-rich waters and favorable tidal conditions. Fishermen will use specialized equipment such as trawls, dragnets, or special rakes to harvest oysters. In some cases, oysters may be grown in aquaculture systems such as cages or farm-style facilities. Harvesting techniques may vary depending on the type of oyster and the specific conditions of the area. For example, in shallow waters, oysters may be harvested by hand or with simple tools such as hand rakes. Meanwhile, in deeper areas, fishermen may use boats equipped with specialized nets and equipment to harvest. Regardless of the method used, compliance with minimum size regulations and environmental protection is essential to preserving oyster resources for future generations. Once oysters are harvested, they must be processed quickly to ensure quality. The first step in processing is cleaning the oysters. Raw oysters are rinsed with seawater or fresh water to remove sand, algae, and other impurities. This cleaning process may include soaking the oysters in water with added salt or baking soda to help the oysters open up and make it easier to remove impurities. Next comes the cooking of the oysters. Oysters can be prepared in a variety of ways, depending on personal preference and regional culinary culture. One of the most popular methods is grilling. In this method, oysters are often placed on a grill or in an oven, and seasoned with spices such as butter, garlic, cheese, or lemon to enhance flavor. Grilling oysters usually takes only a few minutes, as oysters cook easily and can become dry if overcooked. Steaming oysters is another popular method. During steaming, oysters are placed in a steamer with a little water and seasoning. Steaming times are usually short, only 3 to 5 minutes, which helps keep the oysters tender and preserve their fresh flavor. This method also helps preserve the nutrients in oysters, such as vitamins and minerals. Once cooked, oysters should be served immediately or stored properly to ensure quality and food safety. Raw oysters should be kept refrigerated, usually in the refrigerator or on ice, to maintain freshness. The ideal temperature for storing raw oysters is around 4 degrees Celsius. Prepared oysters also need to be kept refrigerated and consumed within 1 to 2 days to ensure food safety. The process of preserving and processing oysters must also comply with food safety regulations, including avoiding contamination with bacteria and viruses that can be harmful to health. This is especially important for dishes made from raw oysters, as oysters can carry bacteria or viruses from their habitat. Oyster fishing and processing are not only important economic activities but also closely related to environmental protection and maintaining the sustainability of seafood resources. Authorities and environmental protection organizations regularly monitor and manage oyster fishing activities to ensure that these resources are not overexploited. Regulations on minimum size, seasons, and no-take zones are intended to protect oyster populations and the marine environment. Conservation efforts also include promoting sustainable farming methods, such as growing oysters in enclosed marine systems or using advanced technologies to minimize negative impacts on the environment. Educating communities and fishermen about the importance of protecting the marine environment and managing seafood resources is also important in maintaining the sustainability of the oyster fishing and processing industry. The oyster fishing and processing industry has seen many innovations in techniques and technologies to improve efficiency and protect the environment. Traditional methods are gradually being replaced or improved by new technologies, helping to optimize the farming and harvesting process. Oyster farming today has applied many advanced techniques to improve product quality and reduce environmental impact. One prominent method is offshore aquaculture, where oysters are grown in cages or suspended systems in deep offshore areas. This technique helps to minimize exposure to pollutants from coastal areas and provides a more stable growing environment for oysters. This farming system is also often combined with automatic sensor and monitoring technology to monitor factors such as water quality, temperature, and oyster growth. The use of information technology and data analysis helps optimize the farming process. detect problems early and make informed decisions to improve productivity and product quality. New technology also plays an important role in improving the oyster fishing process. Modern boats equipped with GPS and sonar help to identify oyster concentration areas more accurately, reducing search time and increasing harvesting efficiency. Automated net and rake systems help optimize harvesting, minimize human intervention and reduce the risk of damage to oysters. Another emerging technology is the use of drones and remote imaging technology to monitor and supervise oyster fishing and farming areas. This technology helps to check the health of farming systems, detect changes in the environment and monitor oyster health issues without having to be physically present. Despite many technological advances, the oyster fishing and processing industry still faces many challenges. One of the biggest problems is climate change, which affects water temperature and quality, which in turn affects the growth and health of oysters. Warming seawater can reduce the amount of oxygen in the water, creating favorable conditions for pathogens and reducing farming productivity. Environmental pollution is also a concern. Pollutants such as heavy metals and chemicals can enter the oysters and affect the quality of the product. Therefore, monitoring and testing of water quality is essential to ensure that oysters are free of contamination and safe for human consumption. The oyster industry is moving towards a sustainable future with the increasing adoption of environmentally friendly farming and harvesting methods. Trends include the development of integrated farming models, in which oysters are grown together with other aquatic species or marine plants to create a diverse and balanced ecosystem. The growing interest in sustainable food products is also driving research and development of new methods to enhance the quality and nutritional value of oysters. Genetic and genomic research is also being conducted to develop oyster varieties that are more resilient to changing environmental conditions and increase productivity. To ensure the sustainability of the oyster industry, training and education of fishermen and producers is essential. Training programs in aquaculture techniques, environmental management and food safety help to raise awareness and skills of workers, thereby improving efficiency and minimizing risks. Industry organizations and associations also play an important role in promoting standards and regulations related to product quality and environmental protection. Participation in professional networks and industry communities helps to share knowledge, experience and new technologies, thereby promoting the development of the oyster industry. Globally, oysters are a versatile ingredient, used in many different dishes and culinary styles around the world. From traditional dishes to modern culinary creations, oysters add variety and unique flavor to dishes. Raw oysters are a popular traditional dish in many cultures. In France, raw oysters are often served on ice with lemon and fish sauce. The French call this huîtres, and consider it a delicacy during festivals and parties. Similarly, in Japan, raw oysters are often used in sushi and sashimi, enjoyed with soy sauce and wasabi. Grilled oyster dishes are also popular. Grilled oysters with cheese, with a layer of melted cheese and delicious spices, are a favorite dish in many countries. Grilled oysters with garlic butter, with their fragrant butter and roasted garlic flavor, are also a great choice for evenings with family and friends. Oysters are also used in creative and modern dishes, such as in salads, soups, or even sophisticated appetizers in high-end restaurants. Crispy fried oysters, oysters in cream sauce, or oysters in bread are all prominent dishes in the creative menus of modern chefs. The oyster fishing and processing industry not only contributes to the economy but also has a profound impact on society and communities. The oyster industry contributes significantly to the economy of many countries, especially coastal countries. It creates millions of jobs for fishermen, food processors, and raw material suppliers. Oyster farming areas and processing facilities also promote the development of supporting industries such as packaging, transportation and distribution. The development of oyster farming facilities and fishing operations can bring significant economic benefits to local communities. It creates employment opportunities and promotes infrastructure development, while increasing tourism in areas known for their high-quality oysters. The oyster industry also has a positive impact on society by promoting understanding and protection of the marine environment. Public education programs and conservation activities help raise awareness of the importance of protecting marine resources and encourage sustainable fishing methods. An important area of research is the development of oyster varieties that are more resilient to changing environmental conditions. Research into genetics and breeding has led to the development of oysters that are resistant to disease and have improved meat quality, as well as increased ability to grow in a variety of farming conditions. Oyster farming technology is constantly being improved to increase efficiency and reduce environmental impacts. Research into advanced farming systems such as recirculating tanks or using automation to monitor and manage farming conditions is being conducted to increase the sustainability of the industry. Research is also focused on assessing the environmental impact of the oyster industry and developing methods to minimize negative impacts. This includes monitoring water quality, managing waste from farming and fishing facilities, and protecting important marine ecosystems. Oysters are a nutritious food source, providing many important vitamins and minerals such as vitamin B12, zinc, and iron. Research continues to clarify the health benefits of oyster consumption, from supporting the immune system to improving heart health. In response to the challenges of climate change and environmental pollution, many sustainability initiatives are being implemented. This includes developing carbon-neutral farming methods and promoting the use of renewable energy in the oyster industry. Improving the efficiency of oyster processing not only helps to optimize productivity but also ensures the quality of the final product. Modern techniques and technologies are being applied to improve processing and ensure food safety. Automation in oyster processing has become an important trend in the food industry. Automated processing lines can process oysters at a faster rate, minimizing human intervention and reducing the risk of contamination. For example, automated machines can open oysters, remove unwanted parts, and package the product efficiently. Cold processing technology plays an important role in preserving the quality of oysters from harvest to consumer. Flash freezing systems help keep oysters fresh longer, preserving their flavor and nutritional value. Continuous refrigeration throughout the entire processing process also helps to minimize the risk of bacterial and mold contamination. Advanced cleaning technologies ensure that oysters are completely free of impurities and bacteria. Using ultrasonic cleaning systems or ozone cleaning technologies can help to enhance cleaning efficiency, ensuring the product meets the highest quality standards before processing and distribution. Changing consumer trends and market demands are affecting the oyster industry, leading to producers adjusting their strategies and products to meet the market. Consumers are increasingly concerned about the origin and production methods of their food. The focus on sustainable and environmentally friendly food is driving oyster producers to move towards more sustainable farming methods, minimizing environmental impact and improving product quality. Producers are innovating in developing new oyster products to meet market demands. Processed oyster products such as canned oysters, dried oysters, or ready-to-eat dishes are becoming more popular. The development of convenient and easy-to-use products meets the needs of modern consumers, while expanding the oyster consumption market. Growing interest in health and healthy diets is also influencing the oyster market. Oysters, with their many nutritional benefits, are being promoted as a healthy food choice. Providing information about the nutritional benefits of oysters and healthy cooking methods is helping to promote oyster consumption. The oyster industry is increasingly focusing on environmental protection initiatives to minimize the negative impacts of farming and fishing activities. Initiatives to protect and restore the marine environment, such as coral reef planting and marine ecosystem protection, are being implemented to maintain ecological balance and improve seawater quality. Oysters, as part of marine ecosystems, play an important role in water filtration and maintaining the stability of the marine environment. Oyster farms are taking measures to minimize waste and pollution from farming operations. Efficient waste treatment and the use of clean technology help reduce environmental impacts and protect natural resources. Research and public education programs on environmental protection and sustainable management also play an important role. Raising awareness and providing information to fishermen, producers, and consumers about the importance of protecting the marine environment helps promote positive and sustainable actions.